the Carrolls of the world. They can't. You're looking. Wow, I never know about that. Rob, what is this, by the way, that you got? Small clique within the CIA who was responsible?
That's the Gary Underhill thing that we showed earlier.
Do you have anything else outside of that to go through? What's this one here, Rob?
This video is back in 68 or 69. Is this
the LBJ video?
Yes. Billy Sol Estes talking with Clifton C. Carter about the administration, LBJ's administration. Technically, be JFK's administration. LBJ was the vice president, but them hiring a guy named Mac Wallace to kill JFK.
Let's hear this.
How's life treating you today? Well, Saul, it's been a pretty touch and go situation. Lyndon and I have had quite a few unpleasant words here lately over the deal that he hired Mike Wallace to assassinate the president. It's been hectic in every way, but we've lived through it this far, and I guess we'll continue to do so. Lyndon should have never issued that order to Mike. But we've had our differences, and I'm a true blue to Lyndon, as I've always been, and tried to carry out every order that he'd ever given me. But this is one I'll probably never be able to forget. And the times that we've had in Texas, and the embarrassment that Lyndon had gotten from Kennedy, I guess there wasn't anything else to do but what he did. Well, you know, Lyndon could have really helped me if he would. Well, Lyndon's the kind of person that doesn't want to help anyone. He's all for Lyndon, and that's the way he's pretty much always been. Well, they had me backed up on that Henry Marshall killing, and they just kind of blackmailed me to keep my mouth shut. If I hadn't had a bunch of tapes that I'd played after he got killed, because, 17 got killed in this situation very mysteriously.
How long has this been public?
And I've done a lot of time.
I saw this a few months ago. I don't know how long it's been out. I'm taking a look now to see when it was actually recorded. I'd have to dig in a little bit deeper to give you an honest answer.
When you see this, PBD, what do you make you feel?
Well, listen, I've read a little too much on Lyndon Johnson. I've never been a fan. Lyndon Johnson, to me, is one of those guys that they make it to the top by taking everybody else down. Not they make it to the top to outdoing everybody else that's going to the top. This guy was envious of Kennedy. Kennedy was getting all the love, the accolades, the attention, and you got to be careful with these ambitious, lazy people who are envious, and they secretly stand behind you and they watch you and they act like they're a friend when they're looking at you behind closed doors. They cannot wait to see you fall. And that's Lyndon Johnson, man. So I'm not surprised that this was his way of becoming a president. I'm not surprised. He was way more ambitious. John F. Kennedy never wanted to be a president. His father wanted one of his boys to be president. John F. Kennedy just wanted to have fun. He was just a guy that was having fun. His oldest brother dies in his early 20s in a plane crash in war, and his name is Joseph Kennedy Jr. He's supposed to be the president. He's the real guy. That's the alpha guy. John F. Kennedy had back issues, bone issues, health issues. He did not want to do this stuff, and then eventually was like, hey, you got to run. And then,
is that true that he didn't want to do it?
John F. Kennedy Jr. never wanted to be president.
Yep. Or JFK, not Junior. Junior's his
I'm sorry.
son.
Yeah, John F. Kennedy never wanted to be president.
It was like next in line. It was almost like Assad in a weird way because he had an older brother that died.
Yeah, that was my understanding. That
he
Joseph wanted his firstborn, I guess, to be, and then there's a death, I guess, in war, and then but I didn't know that he had no interest in it. That's really interesting.
Well, what does that sound, by the way?
I don't know.
You hear that? The static. Okay. So the dad would talk about when they were growing up, who's going to be the president first. Is it you, Adam? Who's going to be the president first? And so it was always Joseph. And when the oldest son died, he was depressed, devastated, didn't want to be around people. He was a mess. And then John F. Kennedy eventually goes and does it. So Lyndon, to me, if you were to tell me, if stories come out that Lyndon Johnson was behind this whole thing, I would easily believe it.
Roger Stone's book, The Man Who Killed Kennedy, bro, they should have sued him back then when he wrote it, the family or whatever. It pretty much points to this guy, and he was involved with every single aspect of it, period. And I love what you said, Andrew. It's just accountability, bro. Whoever was, even if, and you guys made a great point because I never thought of it like that. The actual, I'm indicting the whole thing. Okay, I get it. It's a small faction. But whoever it was, we just want answers. Just like the Jeffrey Epstein shit. I want to be able to go, that son of a bitch did it, and then they're alive, we can put them in jail. That's a whole different but I love accountability.
No, I hear, we all want that 100%. And I get your knee-jerk reaction to be like, hey, shut the whole thing down. I think in New York, there's this jail called Rikers Island. Have you heard of Rikers? Obviously. And there was some pretty horrible treatment of inmates there. And there was this move to get the entire jail shut down. And it's it's not the jail's fault. The jail is just a building. You know what I mean? It's just a building with cells. The jail didn't do anything wrong. But obviously there was horrible treatment. So you could replace, fire, change up, the people that work there, the people in charge. And I think that'd be a similar situation, because what's going to happen is you destroy the jail, they're going to build another jail.
for sure.
So if you destroy the CIA, they're going to build another organization, and the same thing's going to happen. So you could definitely hold whoever's in charge at the time accountable for even letting that rogue faction do it, if that's what it was. But the fact that we're still talking about it feels like we're nowhere closer to finding out exactly what happened.
I think we're heading in the right direction.
You think we will in our lifetime?
I think we will. I think we're heading in the right direction. I think there's going to be some people that even after, with all the evidence, okay, there's still going to be some people that are like, I don't know about that. I think this, but I think the score is going to go from whatever it is right now, 63%, 64% of the fact that there was a second shooter, whatever. There's percentages on this. I think that's going to go to 85, 90%. It's never going to go to 100% because some people just don't want to believe it.
That's the thing. And then once you've committed your life to something, it's what do they say with people with cults? Like when the cults get exposed, they get even more devout.
Yeah.
It's a weird thing that happens, but like it's because you're so shameful. You're so embarrassed that you could believe something so stupid, so that once it gets exposed, you actually double down. So it's a.
I mean, that's kind of what's going on with the Democratic Party today, though, right?
With what? Great pivot,
right? That's what's going on with the Democratic Party today.
I think what you're talking about, like their lack of ability to kind of understand where kind of mainstream America's sentiments are.
The only guy that's saying we screwed up with transgender is Newsom. The only guy that's
he wants to be president.
He wants to be. He realizes he's got to get to the center, but everybody else like no, trans this, and we still believe in this, and we that is not fair, and that you better call him a woman because she is a woman. No, he's a man. No, and there's the ruckus on what was it, House Congress, Rob, the one congressman got up and speaks, and they were upset because somebody called him sir. You know which one I'm talking about, Rob?
Yes,
that this
Self.
happened? Yeah. I mean, they still don't want to give that up. That's a dude, right?